Welcome back. This is still P4 and M4, and this is going to be asset management. But just before we get to asset management, I'm going to quickly show you guys a service I'm going to be using to create a logo. This is called Canva, C-A-N-V-A. This is completely free. You can use it free. You don't have to pay for anything. Your school might have an active account with them, so you can use some of the paid services as well. After that, we're going to have a look at these spreadsheets here, and these are going to be the asset management spreadsheets. Nothing crazy about them. You can choose to make your own. You can use the one I've given you. I'm going to put this on the website as well at some point, but it's entirely up to you. And I also have a Word document asset management thing here. I personally prefer this method only because I can see all the detail all at once, but the spreadsheet method is really nice for glancing at everything at once. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. There's no right or wrong way. Once you have the relevant information there, you're good to go. So to make the logo, you're going to want to simply go to the Canva website. So go to Google and type in C-A-N-V-A for Canva. It's going to take you to this website. You might have to, well, you will have to create an account. You can either use your personal accounts, your personal email accounts, or if your school has an account with them, ask your IT department how to get to it, and you can use a lot of the free services. But we're going to be doing a quick, simple logo, so I don't need to worry about anything like that. So once you're logged in, I'm going to go to the left-hand side where it says templates. I'm going to click on templates, and in the search bar at the top, I'm simply going to type logo, L-O-G-O. It's going to come up with loads of different options. I'm going to press enter, and here are all the different options that you can choose from. Now, choose anything you like, and again, it needs to be in some way linked to the kind of website you're going to make. For example, if I'm going to make a charity website, I probably wouldn't choose one with a skull and bones. If I'm going to make a gaming website, I probably wouldn't choose one with a cat eating ramen noodle. This would be really good for like a website about noodles, and this skull one here would be really good for like a pirate game. Once you've chosen the template you like, so let's say for argument's sake, I like this one here. So the hummingbird one, I'm going to click on the hummingbird one. I'm going to go to where it says customize this template, click on that. And then from here, you can change whatever you want to change, and then you export it. You're going to need to save this as a PNG or a JPEG. And you do that by going over to where it says share in the top right hand corner. Click on share, then you click on where it says download down. Once you click on download, you're going to have this drop down menu here. You can choose JPEG at the very top and PNG. Now on the other hand, if you look through all the templates and you couldn't find one that you really like, you can just go make a simple one yourself. So again, in the top left hand corner, you're going to click on where it says create. When this option comes up, you choose custom size, or you could simply click on where it says logo here. It gives you 2000 by 2000 pixels. That's really, really good actually. So I'm going to click on this one. It opens up a square blank canvas, and you can then just make the logo that you want. So I'm going to just add some text, click on text on the left hand side, then scroll down and choose the text you like. I'm going to choose something relatively simple that's easy to read. So this is one I like. I'm going to change this to Rons Tech Hub. Then I'm going to simply, on the right hand side or left hand side, you're going to see these two white dots. You can drag them out to try and fill that space. If the text is too large, what you can do is simply click on the text again, and at the very top you can change the size from here, or you can drag in from the very corner. So top left, top right, or bottom right. If you drag in, that changes the size of the writing as well. So I'm going to make mine as big as possible. Let me just link it to the edges, drag it outwards to make it as big as possible. And what I might do, just to show you guys how you would use your asset management table, is I'm going to grab some images from the internet that showcase things that will be on my website. For example, I'm going to have anime, movies, games, and I think TV shows as well. So I'm going to grab some icons and stick them down here that represent those things. I went to Google and I typed in movie icon, and these are all the icons that came up for movies. I am going to choose stuff from the website called flat icon, this one here, because all of those are free for me to use, and they'll be free for you to use as well, obviously. Simply Google movie icon or whatever icon you're trying to look for if you want icons on your logo or on your website. Then go to where it says images. These images are completely free to use if it comes from the flat icon website. So I think I like this one here. So I'm going to use this on my actual logo. So I'm going to right click on this image here, and I'm going to save it. So right click, go to save image as. If you're using Microsoft Edge in your school, it might be something slightly different. I don't remember exactly what it is for Edge, but it should be something very similar. I'm going to click on save image as. I'm going to choose my downloads folder for now, just because I want to just quickly save it. So I'm going to call this one movie icon. And when you're creating file names, it's always a good idea. It's just a general practice to have an underscore where the space is going to be. So rather than saying movie space icon, is movie underscore icon. Press enter, and as you can see, it's a PNG file. I'm going to click on save. What I want to do is I want to record all the details about this in my asset management thing. Now you can use the spreadsheet, perfectly fine, perfectly easy and simple to do as well. But I am going to be using a Word document because I think it's just a lot easier to show each individual step. So in my Word document here, I have a movie icon section. This was just a placeholder here. So when I share the template, you might see two of these on there. You just need to copy and paste this section here and remove the information you don't need. So for me, I have a movie icon section, and the URL is going to be where you got the information from. So I got it from the flat icon website. You don't actually need need to go to the direct website on Google Images. What you can do instead, right click on the image again, and you go to copy link address. And again, on Microsoft Edge, it might be something slightly different, but you will get the same outcome. So I'm going to copy link address. I'm going to go back to my Word document. And as you can see, let me zoom in. The first thing here said source or URL. So I'm now simply going to paste the URL I just copied, the link I just copied. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to paste text only, or you can do Control V, which is a shortcut to paste. And that's it. You have your link here. So when the examiner wants to know where you got this image from, they don't need to email your school and ask your school. They can simply click on this link and it will take them straight to where this image is, and they can see the exact image that you used. They can see the copyright implications of using this image. And as you can see here, it says a flat icon license, free for personal and commercial purpose. So I'm going to close this quickly, go back to my Word document, and I need to fill out the rest of this information here. So permissions, Creative Commons, just put free to use. You don't have to put all of this stuff here. That's okay. Just put free to use, or if you had to pay for something, put paid X amount, and you have a license for, let's say, 5 years or 10 years or 20 years, however long you have it for. Original details, I'm going to want like size here, not necessarily anything else. I just want the size of it. So because I put this in my downloads folder, I'm going to open my downloads folder here. I'm going to simply click on the image once, and on the right hand side, I can see all the details I want. If this does not show up for you, if you're using Windows 11, which you should be in your schools, click on where it says details in the top right hand corner. You can click on details. Alternatively, you could just scroll across if your view is set like mine is, and you'll see the file size here. Another way to do it, you right click on the image and you go to where it says properties, and you can see the file size there. So I'm going to leave it as it is for now. It says 29.5 KB, which is kilobytes. I'm going to simply round this up to 30 KB. It says dimensions 512 by 512. I'm going to leave it as it is. So where it says original details, I'm going to put file size. And again, there's no wrong way to do this. Really and truly, I could have separated these. I could have put file size and then I could have put dimensions afterwards, and that would have been perfectly acceptable as well. But I'm just going to keep it like this. So file size was 30 kilobytes and dimensions are, I think it was 512 by 512, 512 times 512, and that's it. For this image, I don't think I need to optimize because this is so incredibly small that I don't need to do any optimization for this specific image. Where it says folder path now, this is where it gets slightly different. You have to put that image in the folder where all your assets are. You might not use it in your actual website as a standalone image, but I would still stick it somewhere in your images folder. What that means exactly is this. Let me drag this over. Let me close this in the background, close this. I have a folder here with all my Unit 3 stuff, all the videos I've made, everything I've done for Unit 3 is here. What I'm going to do now is create another folder, and I'm going to call this one Rons Tech Hub website, just for argument's sake. So I'm going to create a new folder, Rons Tech Hub website. If I could spell, that might be handy. Create a folder there. And inside of this folder, I'm going to have those folders I mentioned before. So I'm going to go into this folder now. And in here, I'm going to have audio. I might not have any audio, but I'll still make an audio folder for now. I'm definitely going to have videos. I'm going to have images. And I'm going to have text as well. Even though text, you don't really need to add it here, but I'm going to create all these folders. What I just mentioned is that I now need to move that image into the images folder and have it there so I can add it to my asset management. And all that requires me to do is to go to my downloads folder. Let me put these side by side. So on the right hand side, I have my downloads folder. On the left hand side, I have my actual website folder where I'm going to put everything that I do. So I'm going to go into images on my left hand side where my website files are going to be. And I'm simply going to move that image I just downloaded into my images folder. There we go. So now when it asks me what is my folder path here, I can simply put the folder path of where the image is currently saved. So if I open my images folder here, the folder path is simply going to be the location of this image. A couple ways you could do it. Probably the easiest way is at the very top where you have the address bar. You click in the address bar and you just copy everything there. Just right click on it, go to copy, and down here you just paste it in. And then at the very end of it, you can either put the name of the file at the very end, so you could put another backslash, then put the name of the file here. And the name of my file was movie_icon, MOVIE_icon. You could do this. This is perfectly acceptable. Alternatively, I could just put it here in brackets. Wherever you want to put it is entirely up to you. Movie_icon, that's fine as well. So this is the name of the file, and this is the location of the file. For this one, edited details, I didn't need to edit anything. I didn't need to change anything. So this would be my asset management stuff filled in for the the movie icon image. Optimization, I can put none. For edited details, none. That's fine as well. So again, there's no wrong way to do this. You just have to ensure that you have all the details necessary so that if someone else wants to go check or find these images or double check, then this is how they would do it. All right, that took a while. So I'm going to go back to my logo now, and I'm going to put my images on here. So I'm going to quickly speed through this section. I'm only going to find images of movies, animes, TV shows, and games and stick them on here. That's all I'm going to be doing now. Before I go any further, I actually wanted to quickly explain this one. So this is an anime I like called Bleach. I don't know this image is going to be free to use. So just like we did before, I'm going to go to my asset management table. I'm going to copy all of this because I'm lazy and I don't want to retype everything. Copy all of that. I'm going to paste it down here, and I'm going to remove this one here. I'm going to call it Bleach anime icon, and I'm going to remove all these details I don't need. So I'm going to remove that. Obviously I'm going to leave this in for now because I don't know if it's going to be free. Remove this because it's definitely going to be different. That might be different. That might be different. I can leave most of this the same. And if you're lazy like me, what I would suggest is that you simply don't put the name at the end of the folder path here, because that way, once you put this, every single image that you have is going to be in the images folder anyway. And if you have the name of the image here, so I'm going to put bleach underscore icon. Once you put the name here, this always remains the same if you're using an image. Obviously for videos, this is going to be videos. For audio, you put audio here. For text, you put text here. So if I go back to Google quickly, I'm going to right click again. I'm going to copy link address. I'm going to go back to my Word document, and I'm going to paste the link address here. So that's the link where they can go find the image from. Then I'm going to put Creative Commons I don't know yet. So for me to check this, I need to go to the actual website first. I'm going to click on it, go to the website and look around and see if it's free to use. I don't know. Right, for this one, I'm not going to worry too much, but you guys, whatever image you use, you need to go look at the website and see if it's free to use. If it's not free to use and you don't know, for this one, I can't see anything that's super obvious that says free to use. So I'm going to put unknown, not sure, I don't know, and just leave it as that for now. And just like before, I'm going to right click, I'm going to choose save image as, and I'm going to save it in my downloads folder. You should ideally be saving this in the folder where it needs to be. My laptop or desktop is very messy at the moment, so I'm going to save it in downloads and move it afterwards because it's just easier for me. But again, I'm going to call this bleach, BLEACH underscore icon. I'm going to click on save. That saves the image for me, and now I can actually put this into my images folder, put this onto my logo, and I'm good to go. I'm not going to show this process again because I've shown one free one, and I've shown what you need to do if it's paid or not a free license. So you can now mimic that process any image that you find. This is probably by far the ugliest logo you've ever laid your eyes on, but that's not the point of this right now. So let me now save my logo to my assets images folder as well. So just like before, I'm on Canva. This is a logo I made, and again, these are images I got from the internet. You must add these to your asset management folder. Please, please, please ensure that your asset management folder and your asset management spreadsheet, which could be this thing here, or the asset management Word documents, are filled in with every single image you have. I'm going to click on share. I'm going to go to where it says download again. I'm going to click on download. It's going to save it, and I'm going to put this into my images folder and call it Rons Tech Hub underscore logo. This logo must also be added to your asset management thing. And for asset management, but this time for where it says source or URL, you could just say created myself. So there is no specific online source where you got the logo from. You made the logo yourself. I'm so sorry this video is bouncing around all over the place, but this is kind of how you have to work when doing stuff like this. There's no really well-structured way to do everything perfectly once. So now I've shown you how to fill in the Word document asset management part of the assignment. I'm going to quickly show you how to do one on the spreadsheets as well. So I've got two spreadsheets here. I'm going to be using this one because I just entered the details for this one. And just like before, I've got the names of each thing that I've used, and I've got the source, the permission, the original details, edited details, optimization method, and the folder path. The only thing I really wanted to show here was the source or URL. If you were to paste in, let's say, which icon was this one? This was a TV show icon. So let me copy the image link again. So copy link address. If I go back to my spreadsheet, and that was a TV show. If I pasted in that icon, if I pasted in that website link, as you can see, it becomes a very long link, and this is perfectly okay and acceptable. However, some links are going to be maybe 2, 3, 4 times as long as this, and it might spread across the entire page. You could flow it so it goes downwards instead, but it just still becomes very messy. What I would suggest you do, this is not me saying you have to do it this way, this is just what I would do. Let me undo all of this. I would put here, I think it was TV show icon. So I'm going to put link resource, SOURCE, put link to resource. And what you can do in Word document, Excel, PowerPoint, most Microsoft type documents is you click on where you want the link to be. You go to where it says insert at the very top. You go over to where it says link. And what you need to paste in here is a website link that we copied earlier. So again, that's the link of this image here. So again, I'm going to show again, right click, copy image link, go back to your spreadsheet, and I'm simply going to paste that link here. Once I paste the link there, I click OK. Now, as you can see, it's a lot neater, it's a lot nicer. And when you submit this or give this to your teacher, or the teacher sends it off to the examiner, they'll still be able to access the same website, but just using a shorter link instead. That's it. Nothing is different. And you would go in and fill in this for every single image that you have. I'm going to do this quickly afterwards just to show you guys what it would look like, because I think most people might choose the spreadsheet up then just because it just looks a lot nicer. It's a lot easier to quickly glance at and see all the information you want at once. All right, so this is the last part. I've kind of filled in the table, and where it says, the only thing that you might see that's a bit different is where it says folder path, link to local resource. All I've done is, for this one, I've copied that same link from before where my files are currently stored, and I did the same shortcut method. So again, I typed in link to resource, or link to local resource. I went to where my files were saved here on my actual computer. Then I simply copied the URL from the top. So because this is my images folder, and these are all images, I don't need to put for every single one. So I simply copied the URL from the top. Then I went down here, I went to insert, then I went to link, and I pasted the link in. The shortcut for this, by the way, is control. So hold on CTRL on your keyboard on the bottom left hand corner. Then you press K for kilo as well. So control plus K brings up the same window. You paste your link in, you click OK, and that's it, job done. But the next thing I wanted to show you guys was the logo here. And as you can see, the logo was obviously made by me. That's the file size, 775 kilobytes, and the resolution is 2000 by 2000, roughly 4 times larger than everything else when it comes to resolution. So what I'm going to do is show you guys how to fill these two sections in, where it says edited details and optimization method. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go, let me minimize this. I'm going to go back to where my images are saved, which is in my folder here where it says images. I'm going to open my Rons Tech Hub logo, and down here it shows the resolution again and the file size. So at the bottom of the window, it opens in Microsoft's Photos or Image app. At the very bottom, it says 2000 by 2000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on where it says edit. It's not going to make it significantly smaller, but any optimization that you do and you can justify, you must be able to say why you optimized it. That's going to be a benefit. So I'm going to simply crop the white parts that I don't need out. So simply just crop it. That's what I'm going to be doing. You can do other things. You can, for example, you could erase things or remove the background, but for now, I'm simply going to crop it. I'm going to save it and see what the file size is to then explain the optimization method I use. So now when I click on save options, I can do save a copy. I'm going to save it in the same location again, Rons Tech Hub logo V2 for version 2. I'm going to click on save. That's in my downloads folder at the moment. And as you can see, the resolution has changed from 2000 by 2000 to 2000 by 931. I could probably do some more stuff to reduce the file size some more, but the whole point of this was not to show you how to do it perfectly for my stuff, but simply to show you the process that you could potentially follow to reduce the file size of an image. So now when I go back to my asset management thing, I can say edited details. This was now 717 kilobytes. And again, I know this is not significantly smaller. There are other techniques that you could use. You could actually reduce the quality. So if you're using Photoshop, you could go to file, export, or file save as, and choose to reduce the quality from 100% down to like 50%. And that will roughly drop it down to like 300-ish kilobytes. So I'm going to leave that the same. I'm going to put this to 2000 by, I think it was like 913, something along those lines. I'm going to leave it as that for now. And for optimization method, I'm going to say cropped, just put cropped image. That's all I'm going to put for mine. You can always expand more in the documentation that you have. So just as a quick recap, you could choose to do your asset management for P4 and M4 using a table like this, which is what I think most people are probably going to use because it just looks a lot cleaner. This way is going to be longer, but I think it's going to be easier to view all the details at once. But if you want to just have a quick glance at all the information, the spreadsheet is going to be much better. I'm going to put both options on the website at some point so you can go ahead and download it and use it any way you want. Please don't leave the headings the same for each column. If you need to change it or add more or take some out, do that. It's your assignment. You know what you want to record. You definitely need to have the asset name. You definitely need to have the source URL, permission. I would say optimization method is very important, and folder path. These two, you could change these around. You could remove them. You could add more stuff in. Your choice. Anyways, hopefully that was useful. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. The next part is going to be D2, which combines everything I did for P3 and M3 and P4 and M4.